What's up, everyone? My name is Mistic, and welcome to Mistic Racks. We have a video by Papa Meat, The Horrors of Walmart. I actually worked at Walmart for some time and got a what seems to be permanent injury, and I quit. So I don't get paid for that, unfortunately. Let's get into the video.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Coming in down because today we're going to talk about Walmart. Walmart is like the Wild West of supermarkets because it can sometimes feel like a lawless country, not just for the customers, but for the employees as well. One minute you're restocking canned beans, and the next you're in a hostage situation on a Monday morning. This is why Walmart is so fascinating. It seems to bring out the worst in people of all ages. It has a similar reputation to probably Waffle House, but instead of people getting in fights, it's mentally unwell people taking shits on floors, pissing in corners, and just, I don't know, actually just getting in fights as well. That's pretty normal too. So today, I thought we'd explore the insane stories that come out of Walmart stores across the country. But first, the question at hand is, Hunter, why is Walmart so chaotic? Walmart is known for having a high rate of police calls, with some stores reporting multiple emergency 911 calls being made daily. Not just every once in a while, daily. Multiple. According to Officer Daryl Ross, an officer in Tulsa, they were called into a Walmart 5,000 times within 5 years. 1,000 calls a year. Yes. But only 300 times to Target department stores nearby. 5,300. Bit odd.
Poverty will do that.
It's not just the poor going to Walmart, it's just the poor. The crimes can range from shoplifting to physical violence and even attempted shootings, which is just fun. And the average Walmart is like a massive warehouse, so it requires tons of security on staff to make sure that everything is being covered at all times. AKA an 88-year-old man at the front door that looks at your receipt like this. Okay, you're good.
Our guy that did that was quite weird to someone I know. Very weird. Also, I worked there on Black Friday, and it was not as bad as you would think, but they were preparing for like war. It was insane.
Thank you. That's it. That's the security.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
That's true. That old man gets up and he's like, I'm gonna break your legs.
He's probably packing heat.
I gotta go.
Actually true.
Get off my lawn. It wasn't always as bad as it is now. And many attribute the increased crime rates to Walmart's aggressive cost-cutting policies that slowly degraded the store's quality and greatly reduced the staff. It's also the case that Walmarts tend to be located in impoverished, struggling communities that may already have higher rates of crime. Regardless, there's a seemingly endless amount of stories about absurd crimes being carried out inside of Walmarts. These crimes can range from simple robberies to people straight up planting makeshift bombs in the store. You're like, bombs? We got them! So let's talk about one of them now. Starting with the 2023 Sparta Walmart fire. Let me tell you a tale. You feel like a little true crime thing here. 17-year-old Emma Smith had set a fire at her local Walmart, causing over $7 million in damages. Security footage shows Smith entering the Walmart for the purpose of purchasing oatmeal and mayonnaise. Classic combo, O&M. And out of nowhere, she had decided to pull out her lighter and light a fake plant ablaze. All of a sudden, she was like, burn, and just lit up this fake plant. Who knows why? I don't know.
She literally said it's because she just got a compulsion, a random urge.
That's an autism thing for sure. She's like flicking it probably in her pocket.
True
It burns my
impulsive
legs.
thoughts.
It burns my legs with my pocket. According to her,
thoughts.
she was going to reach into her phone to call her mother when she felt the lighter instead. So she gave in to her random impulse of lighting this random fake house plant on fire. Feels kind of weird. I was going to call my mom, but I felt my lighter instead.
Yeah.
She didn't think the fire would spiral out of control as fast as it did. It was later noted that she had not been taking her medications that day, which likely altered her decision-making skills. She's like, I didn't take my Tylenol. What does that have to do with anything? And on the way out, she decided to take a brief video of the fire where she acted shocked and instructed people to evacuate. Oh my God, get out of here!
At least she helped, I guess.
She received 3 felony charges for arson after pleading guilty and was sentenced to 60 days in jail, 4 years of probation, and $8.6 million in restitution. Now, Nick, I'm not a gambling man, but do you think the 17-year-old autistic lighter-obsessed Human Torch has $8.6 million to pay back?
Better start investing in crypto.
She's like, I better get a job at AutoZone.
Time to do a rug pull.
And not all Walmart crimes are as damaging as this one, but we could talk about the cowman who stole 26 gallons of milk. In 2011, 18-year-old Jonathan Payton crawled into a Walmart on all fours, dressed in a cow costume. He began stealing milk cartons, loading 26 of them into a shopping cart, and he left Walmart only to start giving the milk away to customers outside of the store. He was eventually stopped by police and attempted to flee the scene by skipping away from them. He literally skipped away in a cow outfit. But eventually, he was given a court summons for $96 theft and released soon after. Like, it's not even $100. Would you even take him to court? Just give us back the milk.
It's the message.
You can't show up to Walmart in a goddamn cow outfit and think you can just get away with whatever you want.
It's modern day Robin Hood.
Well, I was gonna say, do you think the locals are like, we love you, cowman?
Robin Moo.
Robin Moo. We're on fire today with the imagination here. There's no footage of the crime taking place and no proof that this was for some sort of prank video, making his actions even more strange. You kind of want someone to come out of the woodworks and be like, yeah, it's a high school prank, but no. I think my was just born on Tuesday. And you may think Walmart crimes are only being being done by customers. But no.
Nope.
Even employees have been caught in some of the most bizarre scenarios, like the Walmart male prostitute.
This guy kind of looks like me.
This does kind of look like you. Look at him. He kind of looks like a male prostitute. I suck for money. You joke around, you might say those things, but you know, coming to the realization where you're like, I'm transactionally sucking for cash. That's like,
I mean,
that's gotta be a
money's
bitter pill to
money. Who
swallow, huh?
cares?
Managers from a Walmart in Queensbury, New York,
should be
received
illegal,
a strange anonymous
just
complaint from a customer.
maybe
It
not
stated that there
on
was a man
shift.
performing sex acts inside of the store. It's got to be the dressing room. Meet me in there. They reported the tip to state troopers, who began an undercover investigation to find the culprit. It was discovered that a 22-year-old man working at the Walmart named Foster Bills was using Craigslist ads to advertise his services. This wasn't the first time, as he was also caught doing this previously at a local library. The Craigslist casual encounters ad read as follows. Title, Quickie and Crandall? Male for male, 22, restroom. Young guy looking for a little spending money. Love that. I'll suck it. I gotta have some quick cash. I want to buy myself a new suit. I'm at Crandall Library for a little bit, so hit me up ASAP. I head to the restroom, wait for you pants down, and bend over toilet. No waiting, no names, no risk. Just be clean and D-free. Bring condoms if you like, not necessary. I do have lube. Higher gratuity, head of the line. I just want to say, out of all the things that could have been, that is a straight shooting post. Yeah. You gotta have to have some respect for it, right? Listen, I'm gonna be bent over a toilet. You just do what you gotta do. They call me the slop trough. That's where all the piggies come to feed. Charlotte's Web? Not in the library. The undercover investigator met with Bills and exchanged money for his services, after which the man was arrested and charged with misdemeanor prostitution count. Misdemeanor. So he's like bent over, his like gaped open, his prolapse, like red cabbage is coming out and doing this to him. And the guy's just like, here's a misdemeanor.
What if Walmart tried to hire him?
What department would a guy
It
who
should
customer
be
service,
illegal.
tire salesman?
Yeah. You're mad?
It's
So you're
their
mad
own
about the
choice.
tire
Who
prices?
gives a
Well,
fuck?
how about you take me to the bathroom and work me silly?
Ugh.
I want to speak to your manager. You are looking at him. The other guy's like upstairs. He's like, he's the best goddamn employee we have. Customers always leave happy. Today's video is sponsored by Aura. Have you ever wondered how many scammers get your phone number or why your inbox is flooded? At aura.com/papameat and see for yourself where your data is being exposed and sold. Thank you to Aura for sponsoring this video, and back to the video. Now let's talk about one of the dumbest people to ever commit a crime in Walmart. The man who shoplifted during annual Shop with a Cop event.
What
During
kind of
what?
event is that?
Shop with a Cop, how threatening. I was just getting Oreos. I'll walk with you. Doesn't that seem creepy? A Walmart store in Virginia hosts an annual Shop with a Cop
I
event
would
where
hate
struggling
that.
families are accompanied by local law enforcement to shop for gifts for the holidays. That's nice.
We can't take too much. That's what the cops are for.
All right, put in the car. Just stop! Please stop resisting! So I'm guessing the cops are more so being like, I'll pay for your groceries. So it's like the local community coming together or whatever. During this event, 32-year-old Hector Velasquez walked into the store, saw 50 police officers and sheriff deputies, and still attempted to steal around $1,400 in merchandise, which has to be 30% of the store. I mean, honestly, a guy earlier stole, I don't know, how much, like 30 gallons of milk, and that was under $100. Velasquez is like, I want the whole thing.
Someone burned down part of it and
He was caught on
caused
security
like 8
cams, and suddenly
million. So.
various officers started getting calls about a robbery occurring right next to them. Everyone started searching the store and found Velasquez trying to sneak out of the back of the building. He was arrested, and the officers revealed to reporters that up to 40 patrol cars were parked next to Velasquez's car. They were shocked that he believed he could get away with the crime, which honestly, I wonder if he's just like doing the crimes in plain sight. No one would expect a guy
Hiding
to
in
go to
plain
shop with a
sight.
cop and steal.
Or maybe he's trying to get like an achievement.
What if he was looking for bills? And not all Walmart crimes are this blatant. Some can be more secretive, like the Walmart sewer meth lab. Awesome. I don't know, but it's awesome. During a routine patrol, officers in Amherst, New
Jesse,
York spotted
we need
suspicious
to cook.
activity under the parking lot of a Walmart near a
Never
tall
seen that
culvert.
show.
After going through a parking lot manhole, officers found a hidden meth lab taking place under the store. Men dressed in hazmat suit entered
How
and
do you
began pulling
even
out
get that
meth-making
thing
supplies
set
in
up
bottles
in the first
filled
place?
with liquid meth. This isn't the first time meth lab was discovered at a Walmart. Around the same time in Indiana, a Walmart employee discovered a hidden backpack inside of the restroom that contained a working mobile meth lab inside. It supposedly it was left there so that it could be retrieved as the meth was finished being made to avoid having explosive chemicals sitting in their home. We'll just leave it at the Walmart. For both of those situations, no culprit was ever found. I love that the people who are making meth are totally scot-free. If you want to start a meth lab, consider Walmart. Some of these crimes can escalate into full-on nightmares, like the machete man who attempted a kidnapping at a Walmart. In all these pictures, they just scream Walmart shoppers, don't they?
Right.
He looks pretty upset.
A man wielding a machete trying to kidnap someone might have some motives to be upset, I would assume. 33-year-old Billy Boudier Herrera had approached a woman and her 2-year-old child at a Louisiana Walmart. He told her that he would kill her child if she didn't follow his instructions. He attempted to take the child out of the cart, but failed. Her legs, she's like, your daughter's got fat thighs, you know that. Also, just want to say, those are a nightmare, aren't they? When you put your legs there as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
I would
that.
get a
got some
pillow and
chubby
lay
legs.
in the
It's dark.
back.
Mom! The woman
I
takes her
hated the
son and starts to
actual
walk away,
suit
but Billy
things.
blocks her from leaving and brandishes a machete. What a casual thing.
One of
Hey,
the
come
two.
on, let's go, Billy. He's like, sorry, mister. Walks off. He's like, what the fuck? I'm not gonna let you leave. The woman was able to alert employees who began chasing after him as he swung his machete to hold them back. And at one point, the man attempted to grab another child from a nearby mother, who was immediately tackled by employees and an off-cop duty. He was arrested, and it was revealed that the man had multiple weapons on his person, including a plastic shiv with razor blades taped all around it. Billy was charged with second-degree kidnapping, illegal carrying of weapons, disturbing the peace, thank God, aggravated assault, and an immigration detainer. It reads like human trafficking. Velasquez, it feels like I'm gonna take the child and human traffic it. I just want to get into the human trafficking business. How is it that
Money.
one day you're like, you're just going to sell somebody?
Someone puts a gun to your head and say,
Money.
I'm going to kill you and your family if you
Unless
don't.
you do this, unless you help me sell this other kid down the road, then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I'm like shit, I'm a great salesman. And then you're like, this is actually my calling. Maybe that's how it goes. If you thought that was the most bizarre story relating to a
No.
Walmart crime, you probably haven't heard of the Walmart exorcism. Jose Ferris and his son Victor Ferris were involved in the exorcism of their own mother in Stockton, California. Jose and his wife had struggled in their marriage, living separately after getting divorced 1 year prior. She would periodically visit to spend time with the two of them. According to Jose and Victor, she had been acting incredibly strange recently, to the point where they believed she was possessed by a demon. They agreed to meet her at Walmart to attempt making the marriage work after repeated disputes. Jose drove to her new place to pick her up. Beforehand, he had taken a detour to pick up two priests that he had spoken to prior. When his wife entered the car, they began a full-on exorcism. They proceeded with the sacred ritual and, at one point, doused her with sacred oil. Reportedly, her
How is
roommates at the time
Walmart
alerted the police, who
involved?
came down to the parking lot and arrested the two men. Both Jose and Victor were held in jail for suspicion of kidnapping, conspiracy, and to commit a crime of false imprisonment. The woman was not hurt, and the priest did not face any charges for their participation. I mean, he was just doing what the good Lord was trying to make him do. So they were supposed to meet at Walmart, but they just, this wasn't at Walmart. This was at,
It's Walmart adjacent.
we'll just say it was in Walmart.
No.
It was in a Walmart.
They took her inside and did the exorcism in the bathroom with Billy.
Yeah, Billy's just like, he's the priest. He's like, this woman is unclean. And we're starting to delve into the weirder side of Walmart antics, right? Some of these stories are hard to even explain, like the naked sock stealer.
What?
A 32-year-old, 300-pound man named Verdon Lamont Taylor was arrested by police after being found naked at a Walmart in Pennsylvania. Surveillance footage shows the man undressing himself in the parking lot before entering the store. Employees began fleeing the area and calling police, who arrived on the scene soon
Why?
after. It appears that the man had stolen a pair of socks and put them on while he was naked. Feet must have gone cold on that tile.
Why
Cold
are
tile.
they
Cold
fleeing?
tile. Authorities
Is
tried to
it a
control the
weapon?
situation, but Taylor refused to comply. The man was tased and arrested, during which time he spat directly in an officer's face. He was charged with various things, namely indecent exposure and retail theft. Gotta get them socks in.
Do you think he
No
was high or something?
weapon?
Mentally
Why are
disturbed?
they
I
being
think
so
that a
dramatic?
vast majority of Walmart shoppers smoke meth. That seems like very
Yeah,
meth activity, or
probably.
like bath salts. Getting naked and being like, "Ah." And then only grabbing socks. And like stepping around like a giant baby. Maybe you wanted to go to the subway in the Walmart.
Have you ever seen anyone naked in a Walmart?
I have seen someone be tased in a Walmart though.
What for?
I think he was trying to rob something. I'll tell you too, when you see somebody get tased, they really do just like their whole body contracts, whatever, so they just go stiff. And they drop down.
Not when you're in the highway and you get run over.
That's true. No, that happens then too. Dude, actually, that video of the guy getting tased in the highway and he just does and falls on the ground and then a car just runs over him. It's a haunting video, by the way. On the topic of socks, let's get weirder and talk about the North Carolina toe sucker. Michael Brown claimed he was a podiatrist student while he was speaking to a woman named Erica Poros at his local Walmart. Reportedly, he had convinced her to try several pairs of shoes, claiming he was studying reflexology and needed it for research. While she
What?
did so, Brown started complimenting her feet. Then, according to the police report, quote, at one point, the suspect took the victim's foot, put it into his mouth, and sucked the victim's toes. If I was already going along with that, I feel like I'd be like, is this part of the research?
Is this the
I would ask for
reflexology?
extra
Yeah, exactly. Is this
money.
reflexology? Because it's awesome. He told her that he would
Yeah.
pay for her groceries if she agreed not to tell anyone. She went to the authorities and the man was
I
soon
would've
arrested.
waited till
Apparently,
he
he was already
paid and
listed
then
as a
went to
registered sex
the
offender. Further
authorities.
investigation led to multiple unconfirmed stories coming from multiple women that were very similar. Some women recalled him explaining that he was doing a survey on a test of people of different races and nationalities. And one woman, Rebecca McBride, stated, quote, he went on to tell me that he was studying reflexology and he noticed my feet and how nice they were. He started examining my feet, taking pictures and videos of my feet until he started to sweat and shake, and it was his cue to go. I gotta get out of here. Your feet are amazing. He was held on bond for $50,000. Speaking of feet, we did have a feet-related video that got nuked into the Earth's crust on this channel. And if you want to watch extra bonus content like the
No
feet video
thanks.
or ranking death sticks, be sure to check out the Patreon where you have access to more content. Now,
Or
across
mine.
social media, you can find countless insane stories from employees of Walmart venting about their time working for them. Let's take a look at how bad things
I worked at Walmart. It was fine until I got injured, and then everyone just did not listen to what the doctor said. Because my manager was fine, but there was this one who was like higher above me, and my managers did not get to shift for like 2 hours after me, and she would just make me do my normal job, which I'm not supposed to do, because I fell off a ladder and injured my fucking knee, and she would make me climb and bend stuff when the note said, don't do none of that shit. So I am like 50% sure she's the reason my knee is as bad as it is. And also the fact that they kept me working and I quit. So now I don't get unemployment. Well, I've been suffering for almost 2 years. The American healthcare system, everyone. Yippee.
Things can get the job. My mom was a manager at Walmart. She told me about this woman who was trying to steal a prepaid phone. When she got caught by security, she used a knife she was attempting to open the plastic packaging with to cut the security dude after cutting herself. She then went on to scream at them and say she has AIDS, and now he's going to have it for trying to stop her. Wouldn't that be nice?
That's a little scare tactic.
You have AIDS
I'll
now!
throw my
If
AIDS
someone
at
with AIDS
you.
threw their blood on me, I would be livid.
I was gonna say, I think in 6th grade, I spat on a kid one time, and he thought I had hepatitis C.
What grade was this where you could even comprehend Hep C?
We just learned about it.
Oh.
Yeah, the teacher's like, don't
spit on somebody that might have Hep C. The teacher's face is like just riddled with she has like sores and shit.
hocked a fat loogie on the kid's face.
Wow, that's rude.
Oh, I thought he spat on me, so I chased him around. Couldn't grab him, so I just went.
He did that little Jurassic Park dinosaur meme. Anyways, another post says, a woman comes in with some panties and said that they didn't fit and she wanted to return them for cash because she had already bought the correct size elsewhere. She had a receipt and plopped a Walmart bag down on the counter. Inside the bag were 6 crusty crotch shit-stained panties that were biohazard from 6 feet away. Needless to say, I did not touch them. I paged the manager on duty and he tells me to just take them back despite being very nasty. Processed the return and she happily left the store with her $8. Which I will say, I think at Walmart you can bring back anything. I'm just like, okay, it's pretty weird. Life hack, buy whatever you want and just return it later. Another post said, had a woman in her mid-40s decide to barricade herself in her family restroom so she could huff some air duster she stole from the electronics department. We called the police and they had to break the door in to get her. Thank God they did, because she almost OD'd on the air duster.
Do you think Bill was there?
Anytime that there's a Walmart bathroom, Bill is there. Don't worry. Bill is always there. He's inside of all of us, or we're always inside of him. Walmart has been criticized a lot for the way that they have treated their employees as well, with people often agreeing that they have a horrible corporate culture. Some people who have worked at their locations for years talk about how it is the most depressing job they've ever had. And employees are overworked, unrewarded, and undermined at all times. But one of the most viral and despised aspects of the company culture is the implementation of the infamous Walmart cheer.
What?
According to the Walmart
guess
training
I
manual, the
wasn't
original founder of
there long
Walmart,
enough
Sam
to
Walton,
see
started a
that.
Walmart cheer in 1975. It was
Thankfully.
inspired after seeing workers of a tennis ball factory in Korea gather every morning to perform an enthusiastic cheer, which is so fun to think Sam Walton is just over in Korea. He's like, look at that. Look how fun they're having. We're going to do that in the States. Thank you, Mr. Kamigachi. I'll see you next time. Okay. Anyone can be given the surprise role of leading the cheer at any time. You like feeling publicly humiliated? Well, here you go. Well, the goal of this cheer being done every morning was to bring employees together. Many are absolutely humiliated that they have to do so for a company that treats them so poorly. And one Redditor explains that employees are threatened with coaching or termination for not participating in said cheer. Someone says, forced to do the Walmart cheer. If one person in the group doesn't do it, then we have to start all over again. This is now a requirement for a minimum of 2 meetings in the afternoon. Another person says, I had someone get written up in my old store for refusal to do the cheer when they walked away when we were about to start. Many employees admit that they found themselves becoming angrier, more hateful people after working at Walmart and having to put up with rude customers and unprofessional staff. Walmart had me dislike most old people. Every position I've worked in, they've always been the worst. Of course, dude. I could have told you that. Hey, old people fucking smell and they suck. Old people just smell like death, which is just the worst part.
Yeah.
Their skin's literally rotting.
Well, yeah, they're like, I got PB. Someone responded to that and said, they don't even ask for help, just yelp like tomato juice in my face, expecting an answer. I'd slap that old
I
bag
had
right in
good
the face.
customers.
Whoa! Hunter from a different timeline
that
here. I had to
bad.
come back in because when we got done recording the initial video, so you might see me
My
swap shirts here.
coworkers
Do you guys
were
remember
worse.
peopleofwalmart.com and all the amazing photos that came there? It hit me like a freight train after we recorded, so I had to keep it in. But peopleofwalmart.com, I'm pretty sure it's still up and active and people still post photos there.
Another
And there's
Reddit.
also a couple more stories I wanted to add in. One in particular was the Walmart crime ring, because in 2024, it was revealed that a group of 7 people were participating in mass robberies across 10 states. The crime ring, which typically focused on stealing televisions, made off with close to $700,000 in products within a single year. From Walmart's! They would enter stores like Walmart and purchase 70 to 80-inch TVs, often valued around $600 or so, and then they would rush them back to a truck waiting outside where they would quickly unwrap, remove the product, and from there, they would put a broken TV inside of the box and return it and get their money
How
back.
did
Pretty
they get
solid
the
proof
broken
plan.
one?
This is a big scam online. They'll buy something and then return it, but throw rocks.
Yeah, so it has weight to it, yeah. Well, that's weird. The TVs usually don't sound like a bunch of broken glass and rocks. That's odd. They would then use Facebook Marketplace to make profits selling the brand new TVs for like a marked up price. So not only are they getting their money back, they're basically getting like 200% worth of profit here. And the worst part is that not only were they making a massive profit from the robbery, but Walmart customers would buy their own TV only to find the broken ones inside from their refurbished section. This became a full-time job for them, and they were working so fast that soon every Walmart in the city had been hit multiple times. And eventually, someone was able to find some of the people involved by tracing the membership cards they occasionally used for their TV returns. 4 had been placed under arrest for theft, laundering, larceny, and more. The final 3 members, on the other hand, are still unknown. Out probably still buying TVs at just different places. Probably Best Buys, because people who work at Best Buy are like, I don't care. The ship is already sinking. How is Best Buy still open?
Probably Pokemon cards.
They have to be. I'm not gonna give. We gave Red Lobster their little safety thing. Best Buy. Good riddance is what I say. And one of the biggest bombshell stories in the world of Walmart crimes, however, is found in Georgia, where a man was falsely imprisoned for kidnapping right outside the subway. He was like, I was just getting a cold cut combo. Cold cut combo. An older man named Mahendra Patel was at Walmart to pick up some Tylenol, and he was having trouble finding it. So he asked a woman nearby where he could find it. The woman was 26-year-old Caroline Miller, who had been shopping with her 2 young children. According to Caroline, the question was just a distraction that he used to get close so that he could grab her son away from her. I have a headache. What's that? Apparently, this sparked a tug of war for the child. Caroline successfully pulled her son away from her, and Patel was arrested soon after she called the police. Caroline told the story of a brave mother fighting to protect her child, but security cam footage told a completely different story. Patel noticed that the kid who was on her lap in the scooter was like going to fall off, so he was just trying to help him from falling and not cracking a skull on the ground. He quickly lunged forward to balance him and had no intentions of pulling him away from his mother, and there was no sign of tug of war claimed by Miller, showing that she greatly exaggerated the story. Patel was put under police custody for days, and they claimed there was still more to investigate before letting him go, which is so funny. Where it's like you saw. Yeah, so pretty much had to like tackle him, and we played like we leg wrestled for 45 minutes. It's like, no, you're in a cart and he just tried to help your son from falling and hurting himself. Like how they're just like, we better keep him around for a while.
What's crazy is in the footage, there's an eyewitness who notices and he like looks.
He doesn't give a shit. It's Walmart.
They interviewed her and apparently she said she just uses the scooter because the kids like it.
That's nice. I'm sure the person crawling around the store with their like incapacitated legs, I'm sure really likes that. I'd imagine if a guy saw like a man actually pulling a child off of like a rascal, they're probably like, I just saw a child get strangled with a garden hose here last week. This is nothing new to me. This is all completely normal. The fact that she rapidly began taking interviews and using social media to share her thoughts seemed suspicious. Probably a person who's like, yeah, I'm a total fucking hero, right guys? Trying to get that social media cred. And then lastly, from Hunter from another time period with in a dirty shirt here. Too small of a shirt too. If I stood up and raised my arms, you'd just see a barrel of monkeys. That's what you see, all hunched together, their arms all going, hold up, that's what it'd be like. But I did want to talk about one more, which is the teen who was burned alive in a Walmart oven. You gotta include that. You gotta include the teen who was burned alive in an oven. Yours Moran Cower was a 19-year-old teen working alongside her mother at a Walmart in Canada. I probably butchered the fuck out of that name, so not trying to be disrespectful, I'm sorry. They were both working in the bakery, and her mother noticed that her daughter had suddenly stopped responding to her messages. She tried calling, but Cower's phone was turned off. She began to panic, searching for her until she reached the bakery walk-in oven. The mother found her daughter laying on the ground after burning to death inside of the oven.
How does that happen?
God damn, dude. I like how we're trying to be sympathetic now. Yeah. Heavy stuff. Just joked about a kid getting strangled to death with a garden hose. Yeah, but this is real. The police were confused as to what the reason was, but further investigation showed no foul play was involved. Most likely meaning that some unfortunate accident resulted in her being stuck in the oven long before the fatal injury.
So there's actually a huge conspiracy theory that like she was...
For this case?
Yeah, something happened to her, like someone killed her or incapacitated her and threw her in, because news investigators showed like, how did she get locked in? Like there's a safety bar on the inside, so it's like something must have happened where she either like became unconscious and died in there.
I know that I worked at a bakery, and you do have to get up and you have to like deep clean in the ovens and stuff, but you're right, there's like safety releases inside. Also too, that would mean that if it was an accident, she would have to have gone in there and then someone would have had to like accidentally start something without, it's just, that is a bit suspicious. Also just tragic. That would be a horrible way to die. God damn, dude. And you would think that that would be the only fire story, but there's actually the Walmart Halloween disaster. In 2015, a Walmart employee witnessed a 40-year-old man pushing around a shopping cart with a leaking bottle of lighter fluid inside of it. Once again, people are like, I saw the burned woman in the bakery, I've seen the garden hose person, I've seen the rascal fights. This is probably, once again, he's just like, who knows, right? We're in hell. After spraying the costume aisle full of it, he lit the entire place on fire. Everyone had to evacuate, and store employees began rushing to put out the fire. The man responsible was tackled by a security guard and kept there until police arrived. Firefighters arrived and hosed down the fire before things could get too out of hand. There was no known motive for this wild act, but luckily no one was injured in the chaos. Anytime I hear somebody who like Halloween stuff, I always think it's like a religious thing, which seems weird nowadays, but
yeah, my family still does not like Halloween because of that, even though I love it. But they still think it's like, oh, Satan, blah, 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 blah. But I don't care. They also they feel that way about April Fool's Day, too, which is weird. So.
But I really do think there's like some people who are like, this is the devil's work.
Satanic panic.
Yeah, it's disgusting what they're having kids wear. And they're just like, I'm taking it in my own hand.
I like the candy and the
I think he would say that
costumes.
though when he was like in custody.
Maybe, or it could be like a silent retribution thing. I did what I had to. Why'd you do it? I'm not gonna tell. God. Now, Walmart is truly an enigma, my friends. It seems as if anything can happen when you step into the store looking for a deal. If you're
Ew,
gonna
I
shop
hate
there,
that
just be
dude.
alert. You never know when a machete-wielding maniac or a raging fire is gonna catch you by surprise. Thank you so much for watching the video today. Go shop at
you.
Walmart. It's a great, great time.
And I don't work there anymore, so maybe don't. Until next time, bye bye.